This is Zoe. Just like you, she uses lots of different cards and IDs to get through her day. What if all Zoe needed was herself? Introducing Amazon One, a free service that lets you use your palm to quickly pay for things, gain access, earn rewards, and more. Let's say you're grabbing your favorite coffee beverage, or heading into the office, or checking out. Just hover your palm and you're on your way. It's as easy as that. Sign up is free and takes less than a minute. All you need is a credit card, your phone number, and your palm. That's it. Since your palm is unique and
Shalom. Welcome back to the Clutch Awakening podcast. This is your host, JC. I'm doing a little something different with this podcast. Just want to give you a little quick update and what we're going to talk about. So I know you've seen that video that was Amazon One commercial, pretty much promoting paying with your hand. Now, I'm doing this podcast where I had a discussion with a friend last week, and I asked him if he has heard of the Mark of the Beast, which he replied no. I was shocked and surprised because I thought a lot of individuals, whether or not you believe in the Bible or not, that's one scripture that everyone seems to know, the Mark of the Beast, connected to the number of the beast, 666. Now, he said he heard of 666, but he was unfamiliar with the Mark of the Beast. So I just want to make this video to inform, not to change your mind, inform, so you can be aware, so you can stay vigilant at all times what's going on. Because right now, there are a lot of distractions going on, a lot of things that's taking up people's time and energy and not having them see what's really going on. And, for example, the situation with like Will Smith and Chris Rock. Before this whole situation happened with them, the Oscars came out with an article. The Oscars mentioned in an article that, the Oscars may be on life support. The ratings were down. A lot of people was not tuning in. So, nobody watching the Oscars. All of a sudden, social media is buzzing because Will Smith, supposedly slapped Chris Rock after a joke he made. Now, after this event, everybody won. It's two terms that I mentioned before in previous podcasts. The first is a psyop, and the other is a humiliation ritual. Now, a psyop, that you can see on the screen, any form of communication in support of objectives designed to influence the opinions, emotions, attitudes, or behavior of any group. And that's all what this event was, a psyop. And it did exactly what, the psyop definition said it would do. It was a political think piece on pretty much every network. Even sports networks were talking about it. On Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, they were talking about it. It just seemed to be everywhere. Everybody had an opinion about it, what's going on. But I just say that to don't get distracted on what's really going on. At the end of the day, and even going back to what I mentioned before, the humiliation ritual, Will Smith, he's considered by a lot of individuals as one of the greatest actors of all time. So if you're one of the greatest actors of all time, you typically will have awards behind your name backing you up. However, Will Smith has never won an Oscar before. But after this event, he got his first Oscar. So he won. Chris Rock, he's coming out with a tour. All of a sudden, his prices are skyrocketing. Everybody is, they want to see what Chris Rock was going to say. So he's selling more tickets. He won, and Oscars, they won. Ratings are probably going to go right back through the roof. Everybody's talking about this event. What's going to happen next year, or what's going to be the aftermath of this. So at the end of the day, everybody won. So the whole point of me bringing that up is to not get distracted. But just going back to what I want to talk about in this podcast, the Mark of the Beast. So just be very, alert on what you're going to be delving into, specifically with cryptocurrency. And the biggest cryptocurrency that's taking the world by storm, not yet, but it's Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, it was first brought up back in 2008 in the response to the financial crisis, the recession. Just stay alert to see what this the end game would be for Bitcoin. Right now we're living in an age and state where inflation is going on. The Federal Reserve has just mentioned that It's going to be interest rates rising through the roof about 7 times this year. And the economy, we're coming up on an economic collapse. Pretty much the destruction of the dollar. As this everything that has happened in the last 2 years. So just be aware and alert about what's going on and how Bitcoin eventually it will be a global currency. And that's all that his goal is. Even with the Great Reset, Klaus Schwab, he talked about this in the Great Reset and how COVID-19 would be the perfect time to reset, have a great reset, going to, I believe he said the fifth, industrial revolution, and using COVID-19 would be the perfect time to do this. And that's all this is. So, with me saying all that, this is verse, Revelation 13, talk about the mark of the beast. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now, the only way for this prophecy to come into fruition, we have to be in a cashless society, and we are heading to that, if people see it or not. That's the only way for this to come into fruition, because I still can, buy and sell with cash. However, once cash is out the way, we have to be on a network, a global system, where we can track and trace every transaction, and that is done through a blockchain technology, which is tied into Bitcoin. Blockchain is just a system that records information, which makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. Therefore, if you say you're a drug dealer, right, and you bring in all this money that is not taxed, once we go on the global system, every transaction that you make with somebody is going to be in that system, and it's going to be in that system forever. Blockchain has a fixed ledger, which is unable to be changed. Therefore, all transactions will be on this system forever. Now, going back to verse 16, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. And in that commercial with Amazon 1, the lady was paying with her hand. Now, it's this thing called RFID chip, and people have already been chipping themselves with RFID chips. People are able to, if they're going to work, they can clock into work with their hand. They can scan themselves into their building with their hand. People are buying things with their hand. And folks, we have been conditioned to do these things already with the chips in our credit cards or debit cards. Now you can go to the store. You don't even have to insert your card no more. You can tap the little screen. You go to the gas station. You don't have to type in your information. You can just tap the screen. And also the same thing with our phones. If you have Apple Pay, Google Pay, or whatever the case may be, you can double click your iPhone and boom, hold your phone up to the card reader, and you already paying. So folks, we already been conditioning for these things. They can't just come out flat and say, hey, this is such and such, because a lot of people will not do it. So therefore, we have to be subconsciously geared to doing these things. And I want to play this little clip of somebody paying with their hand. So here you go right here.
When Elias Brotberger goes to work, he doesn't need ID. And he doesn't need money. In fact, much of what he needs to get through the day is hidden right there, just below the surface, in his hand.
You like to touch it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's like a grain of rice.
Yeah, a grain of rice.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
Yeah, it's all in the chip. So I use it to get around the building.
Buy snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's buy some snacks.
Exactly.
So I can't open it.
No.
Okay.
So what I need to do is I need to first blip my chip, and it will log me in. And from there, I get access to the.
So as we see in the video, the individual was able to check in work. He has his keys on there, his ID, his wallet, all in his hand, all for the sake of convenience. But it was also something too that in that video, when the individual went to the snack room and the lady tried to open the door, however, she was unable to do so. It was locked. But once the individual scanned his hand, the door became unlocked. He was able to grab whatever he liked. Now, this photo right here, this is in Walgreens. For the most part, Walgreens are updating their stores to include this new technology. Now, right now, you can go walk in right now and open this. You don't need a chip or anything of that nature. But just be on guard, be aware. But this looks very similar to the snack room that we seen in the video. How they have something up top where they could eventually use or scan you in, or something on the right. I know it has a microphone too right now, but it also could be used for something. So just bear in mind, just remember that video we watched and keep this photo at all times, because this could really be used for that technology, that mark of the beast technology. Also, too, I want to talk about this individual right here, Mr. Elon Musk. You know, Elon Musk, he's a very known individual for Tesla and things of that nature. However, Elon Musk, he is starting on a new project. It's called Neuralink. This is it right here. They call it the link. And they want to use Neuralink to help those in need, those dealing with paralysis, blindness, if you're deaf. So they're using this under the guise of helping people out. And Elon Musk even came out and said that, hey, I want to develop this chip because who knows, 20 years from now, artificial intelligence could wipe the human race out. So therefore, he wants to use this chip to make the humans smarter. You know, make the humans, in his view, and when necessary, compete with artificial intelligence and not be wiped out. But, folks, he's going back to Revelation 13, receiving a mark in your hand or on your forehead. This is technology that seems far-fetched, but it's already being developed in the works. Now, if Elon Musk, if his intentions are true, say he wants to help people, say that if that is the case. However, if he's able to do it, other individuals will be able to do it. And therefore, they can take his so-called goal to save humanity and turn it into the worst. So do some research on Neuralink. Look at them RFID chips and stay on guard with Bitcoin. Because the state we're living in today, the news is not going to tell you. Main media news for that is not going to warn you, not going to prepare you. They're not. So, yeah, really think about these things that's going on. This RFID chip, Neuralink. RFID chip goes in your hand. Neuralink goes into your head. So, yeah, I just want to make this video to, just have people stay on guard, stay vigilant. I appreciate you listening to this podcast. And other than that, I'm out.